Hey guys, today is May 1st. It's another month. So what's good? I feel like it's gonna rain. But I kinda wanted to do a story time because I remembered something from 2 weeks ago. California dreaming about you. Panda. Anyways, so I remember something from like 2 or 3 weekends ago, and I felt like sharing it with you guys. Let's talk about it. So I don't know if I like this lighting. I feel like really white. Should I cover it up? Let me see. Okay, that looks better. Anyways, the other whatever day that was, my friend came over to like hang out with me for like a whole week, and yeah, so we were like okay, we had like two things going on right there. That's probably be another story because that's probably be long as fuck. Anyways, so she wanted well, I don't even know whose idea this was, to be honest, but we did a double date kind of thing. She tells me she has Tinder, and she tells me to go on Tinder and find a guy. So I'm like, shit. I'm like, I don't want to be a third wheel, but I don't want to be going out with the creep. So I'm like, so it was like 10:30ish, and we ended up getting dates, and we ended up just hanging out at my house. And I have a porch where like it's nice to chill, so it's like a chill spot. And she ends up, I think my guy comes over. Yeah, my guy comes over first, and he is hella tall. He's 6'4", 5-ish, and then hers is like same, pretty much just 2 inches smaller, 6'3", 6, yeah, around there. And we were hanging out, listening to music, drinking, smoking, you know, that kind of thing. And my guy's like really respectful and chill, and the other guy's kind of like quiet, and like, you know how the quiet ones are the bad ones. Okay, yeah. And he was like more quiet and looked like really prepped. I even told him he looked prepped, and I was already buzzing, so like I'm like, oops, my bad. I don't know if he felt like disrespected or anything, but that happened. And then my guy had to leave early because he got a ride from his friend, and his friend wanted to leave. So I'm like, all right, it's like I'm just chill, you know. I'm like, I was gonna third wheel it anyway, so like ain't no problem. So I really kind of felt awkward. So I'm like, ugh. So yeah, my guy ended up leaving, and her guy stayed for like another 2-3 hours. And then her guy was cold. I'm like, you didn't bring a jacket? Like, dude, it's late, it's cold, like, do you expect us to give you a jacket? Like, no. So I told them, because I didn't want to like join their three. So I told them, like, go chill on the couch or some shit, you know, like, I'm gonna be kicking out here still smoking. And so they went inside, and then I was smoking out there for like 10 more minutes after they went inside. And then I'm like, okay, I'm done smoking, the hookah's out, like, alright, I'm gonna go inside and lay down in my bed. So they were doing their thing, and I went inside, just like literally passed by them. And then, like, seriously, like 30 minutes later, 10 minutes, I don't even know how long it was, I kind of passed out. She comes in, like, pissed, and I'm all like, what's wrong? And then she's all like, I told him that we ain't hooking up tonight. And I'm all like, okay. And he said that that his phone's dying, so he had to go home. And I'm all like, like, I'm so glad that not happened with my dude. But anyways, so that happened. And then like 10 minutes after that, he's at my door, and I'm like, hey, I'm like, I ain't dealing with this kind of shit, so you go. He's like, he asked for a charger, and I'm the one with the iPhone, and she had an Android, so I'm like, fine, I gotta let him borrow my charger. So I let him borrow my charger, and like a couple, like 15 minutes pass by, and I go out there, because she's in here now, and he's out there, and he has my charger. So I'm like, that's my charger. So I go out there, and I'm like, hey, are you almost done? Like, speed it up. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna let her charge for a little bit more. So I sat down, and like my legs up, and like literally, I don't know how to describe this, like up to my chest, kind of, not really, like just with my legs up, like my body was like that. And my head was like on the neck, like the armrest. So I was like laying down like that, and like, yeah. I was talking to him, and I'm all like, so what happened? And then he's like, she got mad because she's like, she just got mad, and I'm all like, why? And she's like, I don't know, because I told her I had to go home, and I'm all like, and you're still here, like. And then he's like, well, yeah, I need to get directions to my house, but I'm like, I thought you only lived like 3 miles away or some shit. And he's like, I do. And I'm like, are you okay? Do you need special help? Just kidding, not really. Hopefully he doesn't see this, or she doesn't see this, because then the story's gonna be a little. But I was already buzzed, so it's not my fault, kind of. Anyways, so I was laying down. He sits next to me, like on the couch, like kind of at my feet, because I mean he can't get next to me because like my legs are up. And he gets a pillow and like puts a pillow like on my legs. He put a pillow on my legs and he like leans on me. And I'm like, from my head being like on the headrest, I get up and I'm like, I look at him weird, and I'm like, he's like, what? I'm like, what? Like you what, you know, kind of shit. And then he's like, I'm just tired, and I'm like, yeah, sure, like, I need my charger, dude, like, can I get it back? He's like, oh, it's almost done charging, and I'm like, are you trying to get 100%, or are you trying to go home? Like, what the fuck are you trying to do? Like, so he ends up like talking to me, and then we started talking about some weird ass shit, and I totally got clueless. Like, he told me, that's all I remember from this conversation, he told me, I know something about you that you don't know, that I can't tell you because it's a secret. And I'm like, what is it? He's like, I can't tell you, it's a secret. But I'm like, but it's about me and you can't tell me what, like, grrr. That breath, like, brain fucked me that night. And then after that, kind of just like, I kind of like, so we ended up like making out somehow. And then I noticed, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? I'm like, hey dude, you're not my date. My date's not even here, but you're not my date. You're my friend's date. Like, go make out with her. And he's like, we don't click, we don't vibe. And I'm like, you just met her, how do you even know, like, what the fuck, you know, like, this is your first date, like, you know. And this is my first Tinder date. Like, I'm like, I got into some bad shit, never listened to my friend again, to some fucking bullshit, like, ooh. But yeah, that happened that night. And then he still called me after that night, and I'm like sober now, so I'm like, dude, what the fuck happened, like, kind of shit, like. It was pretty funny, but my friend doesn't know this, and hopefully she doesn't watch my video, and if she does, well shit, I'm so sorry. And we just talked, like, he's a chill guy, so I don't know how they didn't vibe, or maybe I'm just weird. But that's my first Tinder date, and kind of sounds like a second date, because my Tinder date in the beginning left like 30-40 minutes into the hangout kind of thing, and then she got mad with hers like at around 11. We like all hooked up at like 10ish, and she got mad like at 11:30. Me and him just by ourselves chilled while my friend's mad inside my room, and we chilled for like an hour and a half, and we ended up clicking because, like, yeah. And then he grabbed my phone and he's adding me on his shit. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm adding myself on some social medias. And I'm like, okay. He's like, I put my number in your phone too. And I'm like, okay. Like, what? And then I came back in my room and my friend's like passed out, and I'm like, should I tell her? Should I keep this to myself? Will she get mad? Like, so yeah, she doesn't know. No one does. Just me and YouTube now. Any of you got stories like that? Shit, because if you do, let me know. I want to hear them. These are pretty funny. So have a good day. And question of the day. Would you? Have you? How did it go? Let's repeat that. Would you ever go on a Tinder date? Have you ever gone on a Tinder date? And how did it end? 3 questions. So question for this video. That's it. If you watch it, comment your answers, because I really want to know about these. These are like so interesting to me and weird.